I-abolish na raw ang National Printing Office. Sabi ng oposisyon, may bahid politika raw ang desisyong ito ni Pangulong Gloria Arroyo. Ano nga ba ang implikasyon ng hakbang na ito?
May 2 taon pa bago ang susunod na eleksyon. Ngunit marami nang umaalingaw-ngaw na balita sa mga plano ng kung sino-sinong politiko at kung ano-anong mga partido sa pandaraya. Kamakailan nakasama sa bali-balita ang National Printing Office. Kasama kasi ang NPO sa 14 na opisina ng gobyerno na balak buwagin. Pagtitipid at pagpapahusay sa takbo ng pamahalaan ang ibinigay na layunin ni Pangulong Arroyo. Ngunit iba ang nababasa ng oposisyon. May hidden agenda raw ang Pangulo. Balak daw nito mandaya sa eleksyon at tanging target sa pambubuwag ay ang National Printing Office. Tungkulin ng National Printing Office o NPO maglimbag ng mga dokumento, babasahin at papeles para sa lahat ng mga opisina at departamento ng pamahalaan. Mahalaga rin ang papel ng NPO sa eleksyon. Tanging NPO ang may karapatan maglimbag ng daan-daang libong mga balota at dokumentong gagamitin dito. Naniniwala ang oposisyon, pagkabuwag sa NPO, ibibigay ng Pangulo ang karapatan sa paglimbag sa mga balota sa pribadong kumpanya. Isang kumpanya na umano ay may utang na loob sa Pangulo at kayang-kaya niyang pistahan. Ngunit anuman ang sabihin ng oposisyon, hindi rin malinis ang record ng NPO. Ilang beses nang nasangkot ang NPO kasama ang Commission on Election sa pagbenta ng mga balota. Noong nakarang taon, nahuli ang ilang empleyado ng NPO kasama ang tauhan ng COMELEC na bumebenta ng mga blank ballots o hindi paggamit na balota sa iba't ibang political parties. Noong ayon sa oposisyon, nakapirma na si Pangulong Arroyo ng isang executive order para buwagin ang NPO at nakapili pa raw ito ng isang pribadong kumpanya na sasalo sa trabaho ng NPO sa darating na eleksyon. Ang problema, wala silang pruweba.
Okay, maraming salamat, Correspondent Jade Lopez. Kasama po natin ngayon sina Undersecretary Cynthia Castel ng Department of Budget and Management, Director Mel Torio ng National Printing Office, at Mario Adarno, Presidente ng National Printing Office Workers Association. Okay, nalagyan na ng bahid politika ito. Meron raw isang executive order na talagang sigurado ng mabubuwag ang NPO. Undersecretary, totoo ba yun? Talagang final na ba ang desisyon tungkol dito sa pagbubuwag ng NPO?
Thank you very much, Dong, for asking us to come to this forum so that we could explain or clarify some of the issues. Hindi po totoo yun na may executive order na. Yan po ang mga attempts na gano'n. It's part of what we are supposed to do in government to improve its operations and its efficiency. And streamlining is, if you want to call it that way. And what is wrong with streamlining?
Okay, we save money.
Well,
Make it more efficient, parang ganyan. Yan ang layunin yan.
But also to make government focus on what it should really do.
Okay.
So kung may result naman dyan na may savings, it's just part of the results of the attempt.
Well, marami mga opisina na kasama rito sa pagbubuwag, no? Or the plan at least to reorganize. And I didn't hear too many complaints about the others, except dito sa National Printing Office, which has been around for 102 years, prints not only official ballots, but also all government standard and accountable forms, public documents like Malacanang's official gazette, where laws are supposed to be printed before they become effective, and even the budget na ina-apply nyo, ginagawa yan sa ating National Printing Office. Kaya marami ang nagsasabi na medyo baka may konting agenda ito, hidden agenda. So, sa padaling sabi, hindi pa final to.
Hindi pa po. At saka wala pong, sa tinitingnan po namin, wala pong bahid sa politika ito. We're just looking at NPO as having the greatest potentials on the improvement of its services.
Okay, now, napakinggan na ba ang NPO dito sa kanilang, have they been asked, have they been consulted in terms of the possible abolition?
Nag-usap na po kami ni Director Torio.
Okay.
We were at a discussion.
Director Torio, bakit hindi dapat buwagin ang NPO?
Maraming salamat, Mr. Secretary.
Tapos na tayo.
I have worked under you and I feel comfortable calling you Mr. Secretary.
Okay.
Well, first of all, ang nangyari ata dito, doon sa pag-uusap namin ni Yusek Castel noong nakarang linggo, mukhang nagkaroon nga ng premature disclosure na magkakaroon ng abolition because the employees of NPO were surprised to read in the papers na naka-line up kami kasama nung 14.
Ilan nga ba ang empleyado ng NPO?
615.
615.
All permanent employees.
All permanent regular employees.
Yes, regular employees.
Okay.
And
Walang casual dyan?
walang casual, walang temporary, walang contractual.
Okay.
And the sad part of this is that siguro mga 72% ng ating mga empleyado sa 650 na yan, ang average age is 44 to 64. So makikita natin na in terms of skills, hindi naman natin pwedeng siguro tawaran yung skills ng mga tao.
Okay, may tanong ko lang. Ano ho ba ang plano sana nito? Saan pupunta yung mga ginagawa o yung mga trabaho ng NPO?
Well, meron naman kasi mga agencies na ma-align ng functions niya, no? Hindi naman sinasabi na nagawa ng NPO ngayon parang mababaliwala. We have the BSP, for example, na nakaka-print naman sila.
Bangko Sentral.
Bangko Sentral.
So, iba doon ililipat sa BSP?
Well, hindi pa po decided, no? Because we're still discussing this with them.
Okay, but don't you agree that's an important consideration?
Yes.
Kasi kailangan natin malaman kung sino ang magti-take over sa printing functions ng NPO, hindi ba?
And of course, ang underlying reason dyan is that also, we should not also compete with private sector, what it can do. Let's give it to private sector. But of course, we have to exercise controls and regulatory measures on how to...
Well, that's it. Because a lot of these are accountable government forms. So pag napasukan ng private sector na medyo walang control tayo dyan, pwedeng magkakaroon ng duplication, pwede magkakaroon ng... alam na, marami mga peke na, magagaling tayo sa ganyan, hindi ba? Okay, when we come back after this break, I'd like to ask the union naman kung ano kanilang posisyon dito sa nangyayaring napipintong abolition ng NPA o NPO. Pagbalik ko natin.
Ang RCPI cargo ni Kuya. May sulat oh.
Dear Chris, Len, and Noy, sana magustuhan ninyo ito. Kumakahit ako ng gusto rito para lang makapagpadala. Kaya pahalagahan ninyo ang mga ito. Ingat kayo ha.
Alaga namin ang RCPI cargo mo dahil kasama nito ay hirap at pagmamahal. RCPI Cargo. We handle your cargo with the same love that you put into them.
Lahat tayo ay may pinapangarap na Prince Charming.
Kahit anong mangyari, Rosalie, mahal na mahal kita.
Paano kung ang panaginip mo ay biglang dumating?
Papatunayan ko sa'yo na mahal kita.
Kung ikaw ay isang panaginip. Now available on VHS and VCD. Order now. Despite all that she is and all that she's got,
Mababaw daw ang showbiz at parang wala daw maiko-contribute na maganda sa bansa.
she's just as human as all of us.
Ate, huwag mong kakalabitin. Dambahin mo.
Witness another face in the life of the megastar as she exudes a more sensitive persona in an hour of intimate conversation. Sharon.
Okay, we are back. Yeah, Mr. Nadarlo, ano naman ang mga sinasabi ng ating mga union members sa NPO tungkol sa abolition na ito, proposed abolition?
Bago ko po sagutin yan, nagpapasalamat po kami at nabigyan nyo kami ng pagkakataon na maging guest nyo rito at masabi namin yung aming mga hinanakit. Kami po sa union namin ay talagang nalulungkot at nabigla sa pangyayari na alam namin na kami naman talagang taus-puso ang aming pagtatrabaho at alam namin na kami nakakagampan sa aming tungkulin. Nakasama kami dun sa 14 na ahensya na i-abolish. Samantalang kami naman po na sinasabi ng ating pamahalaan na gusto lang makapagtitwid. Pero kami pa ho ba yung i-abolish samantalang nakakapagbalik naman kami sa pamahalaan natin ng humigit kumulang 100 million a year sa ating National Treasury.
Okay, bukod tangi ang NPO dyan, no? Kasi isa kayo sa mga ahensya na talagang una-una, you do return money to the government dahil sa printing jobs ninyo. Ano yan, binabayaran din kayo ng ibang mga government agencies for those printing jobs?
Nagbabayad po
so
sila.
hindi libre yan, kailangan bayaran kayo for whatever it is. Okay.
Ay, kaya nga po, ang aming hinaing sa ating mahal na Pangulo, kami po ay umaapila sa kanya na sana huwag naman pong pabigla-bigla kami ay buwagin at ay abolis.
Pero ever since the Marcos times, there really is a Government Reorganization Act, no? Tuloy-tuloy ito, hindi ko ba, Undersecretary? I mean, there are a lot of government offices na in this reorganization na abolished, no? Ngayon, ang alam ko naman dito, hindi man pinababayaan yung mga trabahador, no? Tsaka na yung mga empleyado, in the sense na they're sometimes given separation pay o binibigyan ng retirement pay. Hindi ko ba sapat yung bibigay sa inyo na parang retirement?
Hindi po kami masyadong binibigyan namin ng pansin yung ibibigay sa amin. Ang pinaglalaban po namin ay yung mahabang kasigurahan sa trabaho.
Okay.
Kasi yung pong ibibigay na sinasabi na retirement package, yung generous na sinasabi, tila po hindi kami kumbinsido doon dahil sinasabi nga, uutang pa.
Meron bang alok sa inyo na alternative employment na ma-absorb kayo ng ibang government?
Wala po. Wala pong maliwanag na pinapahayag sa amin na gano'n ang inilalahad ang ating pamahalaan kung saan kami dadalhin o kung saan kami, kung babayaran ho ba kami nang walang maliwanag na kasagutan doon po sa aming mga tanong. Kung saan kami dadalhin ng mga empleyado.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Paano nasama ang NPO dito sa listahan ito? Ano bang dahilan? Kasi sa lahat, sa dinami-dami ng mga opisina siguro ng gobyerno na pwede nating buwagin. Paano nasama yung NPO?
Well, isa po sa rason yung cost effectiveness ng organization. So maybe NPO is not really performing as it should, or that the cost of operating it is beyond, it's more than what it really earns.
Yung sinasabi ho nilang nakakasauli sila sa gobyerno ng 100 million annually.
Maybe yes, but it's operating expenses is more than that. It's double than that.
It's more than that.
It's more than that.
Okay, well, ang alam ko dyan, Director Torio, yung budget halimbawa ng NPO is also well in excess of 100 million. No? I think, what is it this year, 127 million?
A classic example is this year. The budget that was given to us, or that is being given to us, is 137. But that 137, as of today, we have received only about 100 million. And 85% of what is being given to us is only to cover personal services for salaries of employees.
So talagang kakulangan.
So yung operating, yung pang-operate namin or yung for our own operations, you are operating only within 15%. So how can you possibly do that? That's why last year, in our budget presentation, we tried to convince both houses of Congress to give us a special provision in the budget that we can utilize part of our income so that we can augment our operations and also sustain the planned modernization.
Not to mention na hindi pa kayo binibigyan ng capital expenditure.
There is no.
Mahirap mag-replace ng mga makina. So, okay na
And for us to be competitive, if you still remember during your time as Press Secretary, you were able to give to us, you gave us about 127 million pesos capital outlay.
But the President did that, not
Yes.
me.
But at least it was in your time.
Yeah, well, but this is also because even in previous administrations, meron din silang ginasta, hindi ba? In fact, more than that. For example, yung pagtayo ng inyong bagong building sa,
Yes,
mga 200 million na binigay ni Presidente Ramos din yun.
212 million. The lot alone is 76 million.
Yeah.
That is 11,540
So, paano naman yung aspetong yun? Ang daki na nang ininvest ng ating gobyerno dito. Mawawala na lang ba yan?
Well, hindi naman siguro pa umawala yun. But we can say it can be sold to the private sector or what. Pero ang underlying reason siguro titingnan natin is that should government really do printing itself? I think that is the more crucial.
Good. Okay, let's take a break. Pagbalik natin, sagutin natin yan. Should government do printing? That's a good question. But also the question is, ano ang piniprint? And if this is, should government do a printing of these documents or should private sector do the printing of those, what we might call sensitive documents? Pagbalik natin.
On On DFC This Week, Christine Bersola takes us backstage as she brings exclusive behind-the-scene footage of Lani Misaluce's latest concert, Flight of the Nightingale. All these and more on DFC This Week. Napakaraming balita at kwento na ang hinatid sa atin. Hindi lamang iilang hirap ang pinagdaanan sa loob, sa labas ng bansa. Kabalitaan, kaibigan, kakampi ng bayan. Sa telebisyon, sa radyo, sa serbisyo publiko. May karanasang pinagkakatiwalaan. Corina Sanchez. Tunay na mamamahayag. Naiintindihan, nararamdaman. Ang balita ng bayan.
Magandang umaga!
Magandang umaga! Salubungin ang mga umuusok na balita, mainit na impormasyon at maanghang at masayang talakayan.
Magandang umaga!
Magandang umaga! Siguradong gising na gising kayo!
Magandang umaga!
Pangungunahan ni na Julius Babaw, Erwin Tulfo, Cheryl Cosim, Bobby Yan at Pia Guanyo ang ating sabay na pagbati ng Magandang Umaga Bayan!
Okay, welcome back. Undersecretary Castel did pose a good question. Maganda yung kanyang tanong. No? Should government be in printing? Anong sagot ng Director Dory?
Well, personally, I believe that government should not be in business. But in as much as the political system, the educational system of our country is patterned after the U.S. model, I for myself saw that the U.S. model, there is such a thing as the U.S. government printing office. And the role of the U.S. government printing office is the same as that of the national.
Okay, that's accepted. Pero what is the argument? That government is the best in a position to do this? Na hindi dapat gawin to ng private sector?
I believe the reason that NPO should not be abolished is that you have to protect the integrity and the quality of the accountable forms, because these are considered as with money value. These are revenue generating forms.
Let's talk about the ballots, kasi this is what a lot of people dyan talaga yung mga balota na ginagamit sa eleksyon. Sinasabi nga nila na dapat hindi na dapat ang iba, ang pribadong sektor na pumasok dyan, kasi these are precisely ballots na nakokontrol. Sinabi naman ni Jade Lopez sa kanyang report that there have been instances on the other hand where even anomalies were found even in the NPO in terms of missing ballots, overprinted ballots and stuff like that.
I believe these are just either hearsay, because it was never proven. I believe in the elections of 2001, there was this controversy that there were some ballots being sold, but there is no proof to that, because the person accused is not an employee of the National Printing Office. That was during the time of Chairman Benipayo. Remember, there was this problem with the Chairman Benipayo and Commissioner Tangangco, and there's nothing concrete that resulted.
Baka naman itong taong ito may kinausap na empleyado sa NPO. Mario, paano naman yun?
Sa palagay ko po naman hindi magmumula sa amin, kasi pinangangalagaan din po namin yung integridad ng aming trabaho at saka aming sarili, na hindi po kami pumapasok sa ganong eskema at alam po namin na ilang taon na po kami nag-iimprenta ng balota pero hindi po kami nasasangkot talaga dyan. At yung pong sinasabi nila na nasangkot ang NPO, pinabubulaanan po namin na totoo pong wala sa aming nangyayaring ganun.
Okay, well, here's another argument against that position, na kailangan ang government ang dapat mag-print ng accountable ballots. Ang katotohanan, nagsasubcontract na kayo di ba? To private entities, right?
No, pagdating sa balota, 100% ang gumagawa National Printing Office.
Okay.
Remember that every time there is an election, all the ballots is being given to the National Printing Office.
Okay.
We are deputized by COMELEC. That means to say it's the ball game of COMELEC. Other
security, nariyan din ang COMELEC. Tinitignan yung security ng
every time there is an election and we are printing the ballots, no less than 50 Marines are assigned to the building to secure not only the printing but also the people, because there are about 500 to 600 COMELEC employees who are using our facilities every time there is an election.
So yung sinasubcontract nyo sa mga private entities, that does not involve ballots?
We are not subcontracting because it is, as I've said, the ball game of COMELEC.
Okay, but what about other accountable forms? Like
the election returned, I believe in 2001, was given by COMELEC to a private printers. We do not have a hand when it comes to the bidding or negotiations. For
and that was because NPO did not have the machines, did not have the capability to do it. Otherwise, lahat yan pupunta sa NPO.
But I can assure you that 2004, we are more than capable of doing all the forms, including the election returns.
Okay, because of the new equipment.
Yes.
All right, okay. Undersecretary, paano yung argument na yun? Now, why would we risk a lot of these very sensitive forms sa isang private entity na sabi nga ni Jade, ang suspecha dyan, kung kontrolado ng whoever is in power yung private entity, no? Eh di makokontrol din yung mga dokumentong lumalabas doon.
Yes, there could be risk. But I think with setting up appropriate controls on whoever would do it, pwede siguro po yun. Hindi naman say na dahil kay national government ang gagawa noon eh. It's guaranteed that it's...
Well, it's easy to say that. Kaya lang ang problema ay paano natin gagawin yan? Maglalagay ba tayo ng mga marino doon? Are we going to put them behind the closed doors when they're doing the ballots?
Well, it was already mentioned nga there's subcontracting, no, other forms, no.
Except the ballots.
But BSP, as I was saying a while ago, BSP can also do it because it's also mandated to assist in this regard.
Okay, that's the other thing. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas does have its own, but it does basically passports. It does currency. Okay, and what else? Seaman's books. Okay, do they have the equipment to do this, o magsasubcontract din ba ang BSP?
Well, I wouldn't know yet, but I believe they would, if given the mandate to do that, then they would see to it that they can do it.
All right, let me bring in an aspect here which is sensitive but I think needs to be answered. Merong mga suspicions din dyan na meron ng isa na printing agency dyan na naghihintay lang na i-take over yung NPO. And I must say that from my own experience, that they really were in the scene. I'm talking about a company called APO. It's a company there, and ito is an asset of the APT. This was a bankrupt private company that became a government asset. At yan, alam ko, na humihingi rin ng mga jobs yan sa ating gobyerno at pinahintulutan na bigyan ng jobs yung kumpanyang yan. The question I have in my mind is this the company that's being readied just in case na mabuwag ng NPOs nung pupunta sa APO?
No, wala pa akong iniisip na gano'n. We have not identified anybody to take over the functions of NPO, if ever.
Oh, you've had experience with APO. Ano bang ano nyo dyan?
Well, if you remember, before President Estrada stepped down, he signed a presidential order putting APO under the office of the press secretary.
Okay.
So I consider...
Has that been changed? Has that been...
It's still under the office of the press secretary.
So APO is also reporting to the office of the press secretary.
And I think it's the fact, we cannot deny this, that APO is encroaching into the legal mandate of NPO. The purpose of the order signed by Secretary Carpio when he was still serving the President Ramos is for APO to have a temporary authority to solicit from government agencies pending its final disposition.
Okay.
So it is for disposal.
But in the meantime...
it is encroaching into the legal mandate of NPO. Okay. So maybe the present government should make that difficult decision who is going to survive between the two. Okay. And I think it's unfair for NPO to be abolished and to be replaced by APO because it's a losing proposition. Okay. It owes the government 790 million pesos. That's a fact.
Okay. Well, when we follow up this program, I'm sure I'm going to have somebody from APO here to hear their side also. Okay? But when we come back, we'll talk more about this particular topic. Pagbalik ko na.
Get it mo?